Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes, and this one is gonna be a big one, I sense. Before we get into anything else, I know it's not a Tuesday, but I really do just want to say a massive thank you to Trondheim Hatter over on the Patreon, who has joined the tier to sponsor a player, and he will be sponsoring Jonas Svenningsson, who has just signed a new contract, so it's a perfect timing for that, really. So genuinely, a massive thank you to you, Trondheim, for that, and to everyone else that is on the Patreon as well. But seriously, that is just incredibly generous of you, and like always, never give any money that you cannot afford. Please don't do that. So yeah. Thank you all. That's awesome. Let's get into things. Our first game was away at 13th place, or was it 12th? I don't know. They were pretty low, Silkeborg. And I figured we could go there and pull off something relatively decent. And to be honest, we weren't that good on the night. Created some reasonably good chances in places, but the problem was in this game, they didn't let us have the ball, and the tactic just didn't quite click well enough when they were keeping the ball away from us. We eventually went to a close down less option, just trying to absorb the pressure. And, I mean, that kind of worked, but the thing is, we were leading from the first minute. The goalkeeper, terrible back pass. Ursan went through and slotted it past the goalkeeper. His first real contribution under this tactic as well. And then we kind of just sort of floundered for the rest of the game mostly, until Kasper Kershikov got an equaliser for them with 5 minutes to go, and I thought to myself, you know what, they probably deserve it, based on the way they've played. And, you know, we're not going to win every game. It's unlikely. Plus, we're still tweaking the tactic. However, Mariano Bravo came off the bench in this game, dribbled through a load of people, as you see from his 5 dribbles, went past 2 defenders and slotted it past the goalkeeper for an 89th minute win. Unfortunately, Jonas Svenningsson picked up an injury in this game, which kept him out. In fact, it's kept him out of every game since, and I think he'll miss the game against Fiorentina today, which is a massive problem. Next up was a game in the Cup against Lyngby. Now, I played a fairly full-strength side in this one, based on the fact that we didn't have any games for like 2 weeks after this. And we got a slightly unexpected result in the sense that, yeah, we kept the ball a lot from them, despite them playing the same kind of style as Silkeborg. I guess their actual overall aesthetic wasn't quite the same. Sergio Santos was absolutely supreme in this game. 92% pass completion for him. He scored a goal. He assisted on the goal for Nicholas Roland as well by pumping a lovely ball into the box. We were just dominant. Now, you might say, okay, fair enough, but they had a man sent off just before half-time, which definitely contributed, I grant you. However, we were already 2-0 up at that point. Ursan grabbed a goal. Kowalczyk grabbed a goal, which was a long-range screamer. Unfortunately, he was substituted in the 74th minute with an injury, and it's a groin strain, but it will probably keep him out until the fixtures after Christmas. That's how serious it is. It said 6 weeks to 2 months. So that's really quite bad, because that leaves our options in the midfield very, very shallow at the moment. And that's an area we're definitely going to look to strengthen in January transfers. Also worth noting that Mehdi Ben Yahia, remember him? He actually started up front for Lyngby in that game against us and did not have a good day. Next up was against Midtjylland. Fully rotated side, basically played nobody that played the game before, because as much as we had a fully rested team, I wanted to save players for the game against Fiorentina, because that game is the biggest game in our history at the moment, frankly, that game against Fiorentina. We weren't that great. We had some chances against Midtjylland, and possibly deserved more than the 3-0 thumping we got. Onuachu, Poulsen, and Mikkel Julen's penalty put the game to bed for them. I think we played quite well, to be honest. We looked pretty decent against a very good side, but we're always going to struggle in games like that when we've rotated the entire goddamn team. Brendan O'Neill has chose to leave. He complained about not getting first-team football, unfortunately. He was here on a week-to-week contract, but when I couldn't promise him that, unfortunately, he decided to just leave. And it's a shame, because he probably isn't going to get picked up by another club now, and I wanted to keep him around long enough we could get a testimonial for him. The board have also allowed me to upgrade our data analysis facilities. They must be very low, because it only costs 25 grand. I'm going to keep pushing that, because we're just not getting enough analysis on players that are potential signings for us. Like, I was looking at a target man guy, but I couldn't see his headers won percentage and things like that, and I think that's really important to know. And just very briefly, coming back to Jan Lund, the player I showed you in the last episode, I'm probably going to go after him. Some of you said we shouldn't sign him because he's young and we need players now, not players that will be good. But what you need to understand is that a player that is good now for the level that we're at is worth like £3 million, money we just simply don't have. For a club like us, the only option we have is to sign them young, train them well, and invest money that way. That's how we've got to do it. And also, what I really should have done, though, is shown you the sort of potential, but because of the way the scouting works, it doesn't actually show you that. He has got 5-star potential, and he is only 19, and he's extremely interested. That's why I think I'm going to bring him in, because we need more bodies in that midfield, particularly if Santos is going to be moving on eventually, because he's not our player, remember. Very important, that. So, today's game, away at Fiorentina, it's a very simple situation. If we avoid defeat in this game, we qualify for the next round of the Europa League, which is unbelievable. More than I could have ever imagined we'd be able to do. And that, you know, I'm confident in, I don't know. With this new style of play, I do think that Fiorentina might be too strong for us. But that's fine. We come again another time. But we're going to give it our best shot anyway. And I still feel like there's enough heart in this team to scrape a draw in this match. You never know. Even though we are going to be missing Kowalczyk, and there's a few other players unregistered. That means they can't play in this game, so we might have to play a youngster in the midfield. Things could get a little bit dicey here. But yeah, as you can see, the last game we played a very rotated side against Midtjylland and still didn't do too badly in terms of the actual performance. Okay, that's kind of the lineup we're going to have to go with in this game. Ersan and Bravo up front because Svenningsson is not fit enough to start the match. He might be able to be used off the bench, but that's the best we can hope for. Santos in the attacking playmaker role. Juan Shiji, or someone referred to him as Juan the Dictator Shiji, because of the way that he controls the play in the midfield. So that might well stick. Next to him is going to be Peter Surgård. Remember him? A youngster that came through the youth academy last season, I think. The reason he's going to have to play is because Josip Jurkovic isn't registered because he's Croatian, and we didn't have enough registered midfielders because of the way the squad was from the old tactic. So we are going to have to rely on a 16-year-old Peter Surgård in a massive game, probably the biggest game in the club's history. So there's that. But that's my fault. We've got Rogers Jr., Muscuza, Leva, Curtin, Rivera, and Konate. Our back three have been sensational this season. I'm truly amazed by them. Really, really happy. On the bench, Østegård, Saifi, Radakovic, Svenningsson, Garner, Gardner, and Zahidi. I also felt it was about time that we changed the tactic name because the Snowpiercer didn't really suit the new style of play, so we've gone with Velvet Thunder. Now, because it's Fiorentina and we're essentially a massive underdog in this fight, I am tempted to switch to counter immediately. It worked kind of in the game against Midtjylland, not in the scoreline, but in terms of the performance. And I feel like our best bet might well be to switch to counter the moment we get into this game. I don't want to start it here because standard just works better for now, but we'll go to counter the moment we get into this game. We'll assess the rest of it in terms of closing down and whatnot when we actually get into the match. Okay, so Fiorentina are basically playing the same style of football, it would seem, as Ghent were. This does not look like that. I don't remember them playing like this style in the first game. Very, very narrow, which means they're probably going to have a lot of the ball in the midfield with these four players here. We're going to have to make use of the wings. The wingers today are going to become very, very important, I sense. Right. I don't know if, let's just go for it. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll switch to counter straight away or not. We'll see how it goes, but I feel like they'll have a lot of the ball, so maybe that's not a bad idea anyway. So, question of the day, and today's question is this. What is the highest AI transfer fee you've seen on FM? Now, we've seen some pretty large ones, some 160 millions, in fact, twice for the same player on this save, Kylian Mbappe. So what's the highest fee you've seen from an AI club to another one or from you? Not the much you've bought it for, because you can kind of decide that sometimes. But yeah, let me know in the comments your highest AI transfer fee. Oh, hello, Ersan, can he switch it back? It's probably a bit too deep. Bravo! Oh my God! We're ahead. After 3 minutes, Mariano Bravo scores the goal that could potentially send us into the next round of the Europa League. Question of the day, do your thing. You know what to do. Doesn't matter right now. I thought Ersan might have been a tad offside there. Ball through. I thought this play had gone. He takes it too deep, pulls it back brilliantly, and Bravo there, bottom corner. What about that? Fiorentina 0, B67 1. If there was ever a time to go counter, now would be it. I might just turn that down a tad as well, just so that we don't get pulled out of position quite so much. They've got to come at us now, which might leave some gaps. Shishi. I mean, oh, God, what a chance. That could have been 2-0. It's given us a chance to concede an unlucky goal at some point in this game, if we feel like it. And you know how often we feel like doing that. It's fairly regularly. So I am tempted to close down even less, though, and go back to sometimes, because clearly that's what they're going to do, try and pass it through us. And the less we close them down, the more we'll be able to keep our shape, in theory. Anyway, that's the idea. We've got to the half-an-hour mark. I'm going to actually use one of the instructions to encourage them. And Ghent are winning away at Valencia. Because, of course, they are. God, get to half-time, guys. Just get to half-time. We can assess, have a look at the analytics. And, wow, they've got a player standing right on our goalkeeper, practically. Cristante. Saved by Konate, pushed around the post again from range. They've not created any clear-cut opportunities in this game so far. Fair enough, they've had a lot of shots, but we've created the 2 good chances in this game. 2-2 in the other one. I feel like a draw would be a fair result right now, because they are mostly taking pot shots, and we're not creating anything, but it doesn't matter. One thing I might be tempted to do in the second half, though, is to turn it off of work ball into the box and get some crosses in the box. I know we're not winning many headers, but I feel like that's probably a better option right about now. We are 45 minutes away from the knockout stages of the Europa League, and from pulling off an absolute... this would be a far more dramatically and unlikely win than the win at home against them, for me, because of the way that we're playing now, and the fact that it's away from home. We're missing players. Svenningsson hasn't started this game. Kowalczyk is out. Surgård has had to start this game. There's a lot of adversity, you could say. Chiesa. Well won, guys. Well won. Konate, that's it. Just lump it for a bit. Doesn't matter if you don't win the ball on the rebound. Oh, that's better. Ersan. This is where Svenningsson would be peeling away to that far post area. Bravo's not quite as good at that. But don't worry. We've got Svenningsson off the bench. Oh, hello. Bravo's in. Can he find a cross? They're well marked. Bravo. Edge of the box for Surgård. Santos blocked and cleared away. We had another chance there. We've fashioned another opportunity. Question for me is, how long do we wait before getting Jonas Svenningsson on the pitch? Our possession stat is climbing by the minute. Wow, we've really killed this game off. We can't waste time unless we're on contain, can we? And I don't really want to be on contain. That's my plan. This could all backfire horrifically. But we're going to get Ersan off and Svenningsson in. We don't have a lot of options on the bench due to the squad registration, so we'll probably just make it a 1 sub for now. Half an hour to go. They're going to make changes. I feel like their tactical shape might change as well, but it doesn't matter because we're winning the game. We've still not completed a single cross, though, and that does worry me. Haji, considering we're actually using that as a kind of tactic today. We've only got 17 minutes to hang on. A point is enough, remember. Haji. El Kuma. Saved by Konate, tipped over the bar. He is defending that clean sheet like a fat man on chocolate, i.e. me. Every second that ticks by is another second closer. Santos, saved by Aldera, another strike. We've been rubbish in terms of an attacking threat today. But once we got in front, I wasn't that bothered about being an attacking threat. That was just not really in my wheelhouse at this point. Saved by Konate. We've created the better chances. They've mostly shot from range. We've got to hang on for another 2 minutes. And remember, they need 2 goals, really, to have a chance in this game. Chiesa, they've got men surging forward. We're not exactly getting back in big numbers here. Just get your blocks in. Don't let them have one back now. Konate with the save again. Wow, he is putting in one hell of a performance today. I hope he gets a good rating in this game if we win. Particularly if he keeps a clean sheet. I want to see him get at least an 8 today for his performance. Saved again by Konate. That could well be it, you know. He's on a 7.3 at the moment, which is scandalous. Konate, they've got basically a minute to score 2 goals. I think we're all right. I think we're going to do it. I genuinely thought that the best we could possibly hope for from this game would be to snatch something. Keep a 0-0 or get a lucky goal and get a 1-1 or something. The fact that we're winning this game 1-0 is crazy. Bravo. This is Svenningsson. Yeah, he's just not got the legs at the moment. We're carrying him currently. All to the back post. Bravo. Aldera with the save, but I think we've done it. We have bloody done it. And are Valencia not beating Ghent at home? This would mean that we could go into that final game of the episode needing a draw at home to Valencia to actually win the damn group, which is far and away beyond anything I could have imagined. And that surely is it. Fiorentina have not created anything in this game that's worthy of a goal. That is so good. Performance-wise, absolutely astonishing. It's a mugging off, I grant you. But I don't think they deserve to win the game. They shot mostly from range, created nothing of note, and we created some good chances. Took one early on, nearly had a second one not long after that. That is a massive result that sees us get through. Right, now I've got to try and bring myself back down, play some league games. Only 2, I believe, so it's not too bad. And then, well, the Valencia game doesn't really matter. Right then, we have quite a few things to talk about that have happened in this little period of games. But firstly, what a result this was. This might look like your run-of-the-mill kind of game, but I don't really think... I mean, actually, on the night, this was incredibly balanced. For the most part in this game, we had a lot of the ball, but didn't do a lot with it. And Vela looked out of sight in this one at one point, being 3-1 up. We did get a goal back to make it 3-2 through Mariano Bravo, and I thought maybe there's a chance. Good header from him. But the fact that we scored goals in the 93rd and 94th minute of this game, when we got that equaliser, it was absolute scenes as Svenningsson headed it home from a Bravo cross. And I thought, brilliant. We've got ourselves a point here that we didn't think we were going to get earlier, and it would only be our second draw of the season in the league, both of which would have been against Vela. But the fact that then Svenningsson hunted down the defender straight from the kickoff, won the ball, lumped it into the box, and there was Mariano Bravo getting across to the back post to make it 4-3, and limbs, people. Absolute limbs. Massive win for us that really does boost our chances of getting into the championship group, because that's still going to be properly tough. Last year it took 38 points to get in there. This put us on 31. And then we had a home game against FC Copenhagen. We were pretty damn poor in this one. We didn't really muster a lot. Even when they went down to 10 men in the 68th minute, we just, there was basically no highlights after that. None of the changes we made really made much difference. I mean, I suppose only losing 1-0 at home to the team that have only lost 1 game all season and have been smashing sides left, right and centre, I guess isn't the worst result. And their goal was a long-range strike from Marius Ludemo, which is annoying, but there you go. Now, more important than any of that is the fact that we had another election, and it's the same chairman won again, Brian Muller, for the 3rd time in a row. The problem is, this time, he's imposed philosophies on me, which is really annoying. The first of which is sign young players for the first team. Not a problem, we can do that, because that's what we've been doing through this entire save, and I intended to keep doing that anyway. The second one is very annoying, and that he wants us to play direct football, the very thing that we've been doing for the entirety of this save up until the last 2 months, where I decided to switch away to play some beautiful stuff, and now he wants us to do it again. I'm not going to. I'm going to stick to what we're doing and hope that the other things appease him. It's like saying, oh, the club look like they're doing really well. How can we ruin it? I also took the plunge and put a bid in for Jan Lund. We've agreed a deal. It's 100k up front with some more in add-ons. I felt it was necessary to bring in some more bodies, basically. I feel like we could end up losing someone in January, and I want to make sure we've got bodies there straight away, and Jan Lund is a good player. However, then something else happened, and that is Matthias Hanson happened. I got a scout report through about a free agent player called Matthias Hanson, and I looked at him and thought, how the hell does this guy not have a team? He was released by, well, I don't know what this is saying here, but he was released by Lyngby. Somehow. I do not understand how he was released by Lyngby. He's an ambitious personality, fine. He's an advanced playmaker. First touch of 17 free kicks, 12 passing, 13 technique, 20 teamwork, vision, 11, work rate, 16, flair. This guy looks unbelievable. Okay, he gets forward whenever possible, tries killer balls often, shoots from distance, places shots, plays 1-2s. He's 22 years old. He's Danish. I mean, we picked him up on a free transfer and he's already worth £80,000. There's no clauses. Well, there's a couple of clauses about, like, he gets 15% of a transfer fee if we make one. But to me, I thought this guy was worth bringing in to build the strength in that midfield area. Yeah, you can see where his potential's capped, but he's a good player for now. And to bring him in on a free transfer, it costs us like £900 in an agent fee. This, to me, is the kind of deals that we need to be doing. He's just massively strengthened us and given us some depth too. Really, really pleased with him. I'm sure there's some areas. His bravery is a little bit on the low side, but I think he's got enough good features that he could be a decent member of our team, and he's Danish. Now, of course, that's totally irrelevant for today's game because he won't be able to play until after Christmas, but we will be able to register him for the second phases of games. I don't know if he'll even be able to play in the Lyngby game next because of the way the registration works, which means the return of Pavel Kowalczyk. He is fit enough to play this game. I'd be tempted to stick with Jurkovic, to be honest, if he was available. He's played really well, scored a screamer. He's been relatively decent so far. I think I forgot to mention, he got a screamer in the Vela game. I also rested Svenningsson for the last game against Copenhagen so that we could play him in today's game because he's just been nursing that knock and I wanted to make sure that he was fresh as all hell for this game because he needs to get his match fitness up too. Right, so they're playing I don't know if that system looks a little bit different. I'm noticing an absence of Cancelo. They seem to have rested a few players for this game against us. I guess they don't take us that seriously, and I suppose I can't really blame them for that. I can't see us winning this game. I know I said I couldn't see us winning the game against Fiorentina either, but I really can't see us winning this one. This is a different level of quality. But we'll do our best. We'll see what we're capable of. I might switch to counter straight away. We'll have to see. We're welcoming Valencia to Greenland, for crying out loud. If we were to come up with something in this game, it would enable us to win the group and potentially, well, almost certainly, in fact, get a better draw in the next round of the Europa League. Nice to know that HJK Helsinki are actually on the verge of qualifying for the knockout stages of the Europa League. Pretty dope. Well, 12 minutes gone. Valencia have had no shots, have offered nothing, and there's been no highlights. Very, very surprising, to be honest. Svenningsson. Maybe there is something about Greenland. Maybe the fact that we're at home and it's in Greenland is actually going to start to have an effect on teams now. Particularly in Europe. That would be pretty awesome if that was the case. Svenningsson. Ersan. Oh my god! What a strike! B67-1. Valencia 0. Ersan Bayram with the strike. Holy hell. I would say it's pure fortune. But, I mean, it's not a fortunate hit. It's a bit of a hit and hope. But look at this. Beautiful play. Kowalczyk, Svenningsson just drops it off and Ersan just whacks it first time. It's a little daisy cutter in the bottom corner. And if nothing else, the fans in Greenland have seen us take the lead against Valencia at home. Even if nothing else. Right, from this point, we are going to turn it on to retain possession to try and tire them out a little bit, stretch the play. Be tempted to go on to counter-attack as well, since, you know, that's basically what we're going to have to do in this game. Let's just try and keep the ball from them. They've not started this game well in the opening 20 minutes. 25 minutes in, and Valencia, this is Valencia for crying out loud, haven't had a single shot against us in this home game. My face cam might well have just turned itself off, so I hope that's not the case. Ball across, oh god. Their first shot on target of the game, Mark Gual with the equaliser for Valencia. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing, in fact. They got down those channels again. It's a lovely little ball inside, but we've got 3-on-2 in the middle. They shouldn't be allowing that in there, and it's 1-1. We've played really well so far in this game, and it's disappointing to be only 1-1. But then again, all we need is a draw. A draw in this game makes us the group winners, thanks to the ridiculousness away at Valencia. Away at Fiorentina, rather. Moscuza. Can he find a cross? He does, you know. Svenningsson. Ersan, what a chance again. Svenningsson pulling it back for Ersan Bayram, and that could have been 2-1. We've been extremely good today. Maybe it's because they're playing a 4-4-2. I don't remember them playing that last time. Kowalczyk strikers round the post. All we need is a draw. Anyone else find it a bit insane that we've got 57% possession against Valencia? Santos. Kowalczyk can turn another shot, maybe? Santos? Oh, God, I don't even know whose strike that was, but it could well have had another goal. Why are they playing so badly? I'm honestly surprised at how bad Valencia have been in this game in terms of the chance creation. Ersan strikes the post or just sort of wide. We've been bloody excellent so far. This is crazy. Wow. I mean, 59% possession against Valencia. They're lucky to have the goal they did get, to be honest. We've been excellent. Probably deserved to be in front, but there you go. 40% cross completion as well. Does make me wonder if we could hit some early crosses in this second half instead of working the ball into the box. Because again, I'm fully content with a 1-1 draw. If they can't muster anything in this second half, then it doesn't matter what happens. We get a 1-1. It's a bit unfortunate because I feel like we might have deserved the win, but you know, I don't want to risk going for the win when we only need a draw in this game, thanks to the brilliance away at Fiorentina in the last match. Kowalczyk. A few more crosses could help us, though. Svenningsson. Oh, but Kowalczyk's across there brilliantly. It's so much nicer to be able to... Oh, hello. Ersan can get this down. He's probably going to have to shoot himself. He's through. Oh, what a chance that was for Ersan. That should have been 2-1. Well, I mean, we've reached the 61st minute, and they're still playing abysmally, to be honest. I'm tempted to get Sveni off, though, and give Mariano Bravo a run against those tired legs. Moscutsa's been amazing. Shishi's been excellent. Leiva's been the only weak point in today's tactics, so I might get Garner on for him and see where we go from here. But moment, it's still 1-1. We've got 61% possession in a match against Valencia. How? 81% pass completion. This is about as good as this tactic has ever looked in terms of dominating teams, particularly good teams. You know, that's not something we normally do. We have been truly fantastic so far. I know it's only 1-1, but that's all we need. Rodrigo's shot is blocked and out. I appreciate we're sort of stinking the place out a little bit, but the amount of possession we've had in this game is truly astronomical. I'm very, very impressed. We've just kept the ball away from them, and they can't do anything because they can't get the ball. We are literally 3 minutes away from a draw with Valencia that would mean that we would top our Europa League group. Genuinely, I'm amazed, and I really do think on the night we've deserved this. Our passing has been absolutely exceptional. Probably the best performance we've had passing-wise for this entire save. And to bring it out in a game against Valencia as well. 20 seconds to get through. If they don't find a goal here, which they won't, we are going to win the bloody group. I don't know what we get for a draw in the Europa League. It's probably about 160k. And there it is! We are going to go through as group winners. Ersan's early goals cancelled out, but we have played exceptionally well in that match for the 63% possession. We just kept the ball and passed them into oblivion. Never thought I'd say that about this team 6 months ago, to us to beat Valencia by passing them off the pitch. Insane stuff. Since I don't think I've shown it today, this is how the league is looking at the moment. We're currently 5th, 3 points above Aalborg and AGF. Those are our two main rivals, really. Goal scorers were nowhere near on this one now, because we do score a few less goals, but Svenningsson is still right up there as one of the best players in this team. Really, really pleased. I think we need another... We've got 8 games left. I think if we win 3 of those, that'll probably be enough to get us into those spots, but you never know. Anyway, next episode is going to be the Europa League ties here. Again, more Europa League stuff. I'll play the Lyngby game off camera. We've got an Aalborg and Odense games in there too. The Aalborg one at home is massive, and the Christmas period, so a lot of stuff still to come. This game against Valencia was also on television, so another 18 grand for that too. The bank balance is looking very, very nice. The draw for the Europa League, I don't know where that is. If it's really close to it, the start of it, then I'll be able to do it on the episode. If not, it will just have to be one of those off-camera things. Very annoying, but there you go. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, us beating Fiorentina 1-0 in Italy, and then taking a 1-1 draw at home against Valencia, and qualifying as the group winners, then drop a like on the video. I really hope you have enjoyed this, because I bloody have. First draw we've had since the Vela game. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys for the Europa League knockout stages. Never thought I'd say that this early. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.